Can you hear me, my man?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, how's it going?
Pretty good.
The man, the myth, the legend. I'm excellent. I'm doing great. Dude.
Cool. Sorry about missing the first one I booked. I felt bad about that.
Oh, you're good. No worries. I know things come up in life. All I care is just, like anything, communication like you did. It's all good. Things come up. No, I appreciate it. Enjoying your coffee or what?
Just a little bit of water.
Nice.
Maybe I'll have coffee in a little bit.
It's making me jittery, to be honest.
I feel you.
Well, cool. I'm excited to show you this. And, dude, honestly, I wanted to do a call to introduce the mindset and vision I have behind this. Because I could have just sent you this and said, good luck, here's the sheet and whatever. But, dude, I've been going through some really profound experiences. And what's interesting is, one, the experiences, but two, if I wasn't documenting, and I'll jump to sharing my screen, but if I wasn't documenting on this sheet, and again, this is version 1, so, we're gonna, obviously, it's gonna grow. I just put all this on an Excel spreadsheet, so it's gonna grow, but it's really been cool because yesterday was the first day I've had 10s across the board for how does Ryland feel today overall? What was my mindset? Things like that. And I'll share my screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Here we go. Share. Can you see this?
Yeah, I can see it.
Awesome. So now this is just what I'm going to customize this for each person of, hey, what do you care about? And then one of them, I need to update mine because I've been doing mental strengthening, aka meditation, but I call it mental strengthening because, man, I'm very high energy, obviously, and I was like just feeling very, I don't know, not at ease would be a great, just always requiring to put some stimulus in my mind, whether that's
okay.
like for example, video games. I used to be ranked 27th in the world at Black Ops 2, so like, when I was when I was 16, it was so.
Damn, you must have been grinding. I love playing Black Ops.
Oh, that was the best one. Hardcore team deathmatch. Yeah, that was my ish. Just who has the best reaction time, and that was really good. I liked it. But now I play Apex, but I noticed that Apex Legends, dude, it brings my vibrational frequency. When I'm done playing Apex for a few hours, I'm like pissed off. I notice because it's like, I don't know if you've played that game. It's it doesn't work.
I played it the first week it came out. I played it for like a year or two.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, I haven't gamed that much.
No, that's good.
At least.
No, that's great. And that's what I'm realizing is putting my time into. I'm like, I love how it stimulates my mind, but now the point I'm trying to get across is through me figuring out and trial of, hey, let's meditate and just be open-minded and just focus on breathing. I'm doing a lot of self-discovery. My point is I'm going to add, I'm also, again, so the vision behind the journal is this is like something I got, it's got stains on it. I left it in my car and I got like water blotches on it, but because it's genuine leather, but this is directly from Italy, where it's really it's like luxurious. Like here, it's kind of a little expensive, but it was very luxurious to where it's got like, it's all leather. It's all genuine.
Okay, very interesting.
Anyways, so having something similar, but I'm going to design. It'll be black. It'll say intentional living, and it'll be the journal. I've been writing in this because there's something about physically writing. You know what I mean? Like, it's really.
My father always said that writing will become a lost form of art because all we do is type. And people aren't going to know how to either do cursive or just write into writing. But he always says that.
Well, not to mention when AI takes over and everything's done for you. I mean, think about that. It's, hey, write me a paper
There's
on.
There's going to be no intentional living. It'll just be like automated living, basically.
Mr. Exister. You're just existing and using things around you. Yes. Anyway, so I'm obviously excited and exactly my. Go ahead.
I think it's pretty interesting, like no alcohol, clean eating, working out, smoking, like holding yourself accountable, saying like which ones that you're able to complete each day.
Yes.
And then how it affects your overall mood.
Well, yes,
Right.
yes. Going over here. So right here, how does Ryland feel? And this is what's cool is we customize this to you. So, Johannes, what's important to you, man? The overall, I recommend we keep that. Your mindset that's different from how you feel inside. Your mindset is, you can have a great, my mindset's going to be good today, yay. But then your body feels like crap. You're sluggish. They're different. So that for me in my world, that's how is my mindset today. Okay, today was a 7. The other days were not that good. And I've been trying to navigate this intentional living group because all I care about is intentional living and experiencing everything in life as experiences. And so I'm so eager to Johannes, he says he had a profound experience doing whatever in his life. I would love to hear about it. And what was your perspective? Because think about it. Everything in life is perspective. If you sit here and do nothing for 100 years, your mindset is going to change with time because you are interpreting the world a tiny bit, 0.01% different every however often, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, going back to this, the cool part, and this is where it's going to be interesting, is I have the notes. And again, this isn't aesthetically pleasing where it's all, I didn't care about that. I'm just trying to...
pretty aesthetic.
Yeah, it's not terrible. I mean, I just created this from scratch. And I got to remember where I did this, but no smoking weed. Here's 7/10/2024. If I click this, it'll automatically update on the right. That chart will automatically update. You see that?
Cool.
Yeah, so right here, let's go over my last month, 7 through the 1st through the 30th, and I can see no sugar. And by the way, I color-coded these the way I wanted to. But what spoke to me about no smoking? It's red, it's bad. Working out is yellow. Clean eating is the baby blue, whatever. So that's something, but now I can quantify no sugar, 83%. So now last month, out of 30 days, I did it 26 days. And it's green. No alcohol, I not failed, but it's red. Hey, to improve, 15, half the month I drank alcohol, at least once. And that's the thing is, there is in the future, this is your tracking of your life. So in the notes, this is up to your discretion. This is only being accountable to yourself and building a community around people who are intentionally living. So that's the key is, hey, if you had one drink, you write it in the notes, hey, I did have one drink today, but I'm still going to put a check mark because it's been a month and it was a special occasion for Jimmy's birthday. I had one beer or whatever. So as long as I don't care what you do, right? I mean, I do, but you get what I'm saying. You're accountable to yourself. So that's the goal, is to build this group of people who don't do this yet, because I never did this, but then start tracking their lives. And this is going to evolve over time. But the crazier part, man, I had a profound, crazy experience yesterday where I'm a white person born in America, so I say that because, am I going to read the Torah? Do you know what the Torah is?
I think is it some religion book?
Yes, it's the first Hebrew book of the, and I'm going to paraphrase, I don't know it. I'm very new to this, but that's my point. It's from the Hebrew when Jesus was around. I've just been doing a lot of research in history because history repeats itself. Why? And B,
yeah, it seems to be so.
Yeah,
and it goes in 100-year cycles.
It really does.
We go into these great wars. We go through these times of disparity and then times of prosperity and everything seems to have some kind of cycle to it, right?
Totally, which is interesting. Then if you start to be open to possibilities. There was a quick little story. I was really inspired, is the rainbow. I read in the Torah is 613 guides. I think of them as guides. They say commandments and whatnot, but guides for what God said, hey, here's your guide to the world. So I'm eager to learn. I mean, I don't know if I'll believe everything, but at least let me read it, right? And one of the things I read was, after Noah, that whole the Noah's Ark, he said, okay, man is just too violent. I'm regretful. This is what he said in the Torah. I'm regretting making man, so we're going to purge the earth. And so for 40 days, 40 nights, it rains. And the irony is, one takeaway from this is...
It's where the flood happens. Right?
Yes, correct. The flood,
I've been to the mountain. It's called Mount Ararat.
Yeah, in Turkey.
Or I believe it's in Armenia.
Oh, okay. So in Turkey is where it settled. So I don't know where it started. You might be right. Again, I'm learning this. You know what I mean? But
it's supposed to be. I think it's the mountain that's Ararat.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I believe so, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. And again, we're just dudes that are in America. It's like, man, no one. And that's what's crazy about religion is I love people being a part of something, but my religion is life, man. Like, just, I don't know. I don't see it, and maybe this is just me, but we're all beings. We're not sacks of black skin, yellow skin, green skin. We're not, you know what I mean? We're just, how can we help anyone who's open? And that's the key. Someone like you, I was never going to bug you again. If you didn't hit me up, you have to have the desire. And if you have the desire, then awesome. If you're open to learning, then great. And to me, that's what life's about. But to finish my little story, I was reading in the Torah that after the whole flood and everything, God, he said, my promise to you guys, and I'm saying it in the Rylan boring version to make sense. It's more poetic coming from him, but basically, my covenant to you, my promise to you, of all beings and all creatures and all creations on the earth, is that for as long as the earth is alive and what have you, I'll never wipe you out with water again. And so the symbol behind that was the rainbow, and I haven't seen a rainbow in years. How long have you seen a rainbow in a while?
I mean, I definitely see them every year.
Oh, okay.
The Simpsons also have like a theory to that like our world has a firmament and like a glass dome over it.
Oh.
And when light is reflected through the glass, that's like the only time when it like makes a rainbow or that kind of color. I don't know, but that's like a Simpson theory.
Yeah. No, it's cool though. I mean, and that's my point is why I like to celebrate uniqueness. Our society is, why do you have to be exactly like me? That would be boring. Sure.
Yeah, it's because it's safe, right? If you fit in,
yes.
like you're safe, and then two, you don't threaten anybody's, I guess, like consciousness or their ego.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a study I just recently came into my world where it's supposedly said being a genius means that you use one of the things is you use your creativity to just create. I believe we're demigods of creators. Think about it. I mean, that's a big title, but go Google.
I think so in a degree too, right?
Totally.
Like we have a divinity to us, and then we also have like this like a kind of animal side to us. And so it's like 50-50, and it's like, I think a lot of times as humans, like, we're also taught to, like, give in to, like, just the animal part of who we are, and let that, like, overcome us. But I feel like we definitely come from some kind of God, right? We have to. And whatever you believe, it doesn't have to be a dude in a beard and whatever. It's much bigger than our little brains can comprehend. It's you know what I mean? It's up to your discretion of what you want to do and whatnot in terms of like, hey, you want to make it out to be this person, this XYZ. But it's very interesting when you have your own experiences. But I'll finish this little rainbow story, but and then I'll share with you the notes. So the rainbow story is I was watching right here yesterday, watching The Chosen. It's like a lower budget film about Jesus and all the stuff. All real. There is some added stuff, but it's mainly all based on all the books and all the stuff. And it's very, inspirational and inspiring. And it's just, I like ethereal things. It makes me think. And so I was watching it for the second time, and we're in Vegas, and it doesn't really rain that much. And literally, I hear a bang, like crazy crash. I thought someone was breaking in my house. And it was thunder. It scared the hell out of me. The dog started barking. It was crazy. And thunder had come. I walk outside barefoot. Another thing is like they did a study where
grounding. If you take your feet on the ground, it actually puts more oxygen in your bloodstream, and they proved it through, literally took blood samples of this older gal before, then it showed a video of her walking outside and the doctor's filming her, 10 minutes grounding, just walking barefoot on the ground, came back in, took a blood test, and her blood was all not clumped together, it was all just how it's supposed to be. It's called grounding, because everything's connected to the soil. We're all you go to the soil, I go back to the soil, everything's back to the soil. So
I've always felt like, and people always think it's really weird when, like, I don't know, I like walking around with with no shoes on, or just like in flip flops, and like
you're supposed to.
In Arizona, I used to spend a lot of time like at swimming pools, so like just no shoes and stuff. But yeah, I do believe in grounding, like, and the effects of it, right? And I feel like as humans, we're so disconnected from Earth. Like,
totally.
We made all these man-made structures, and we spend no time in nature anymore. So we're so far from like what we were made to be, I guess.
Totally. Our heritage, where we come from, right? I mean, that's the funny part, is I feel like we see signs of all these things, and because it's such a fast-paced world, I kind of just like, whatever, go on Instagram. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
right. We're getting so busy within the rat race, right?
Literally. And that's the vision, man, behind this group, is, while this looks infantile and whatever, if we can get me, you, and we start to get this collective of people intentionally living, I firmly believe, us being these little demigods, we can set our minds to anything and just build this community to support each other. And being genuine is the key. This is not for financial gain, as fiat currency, the dollar, is created by man, and it creates a lot of evil, man. If you were to take away the dollar value, the dollar means zero right now, would half the crap in the world be going on? No, they're trying to gain power by making a ton of money, and I have the most money, and I have the say-so.
It essentially only has power, like, the currency only has power because we believe it does, right? That's the key to it.
It was deemed.
Like
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, this little paper.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah. And it's strange to think that just one person prints all this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we all blindly follow it. Like, that's one thing that I've never really understood, why people do it.
But how are people so, I guess they believe in what they believe, and they don't know because they don't know any better. Naivety.
Well, humans, like, I find, are like, there's like social creatures, like you said, like,
yeah,
to fit in, right?
You don't want to be pointed out.
Right, there's this one picture that I took a screenshot of, and it's like, they're walking this little, okay, so everybody is like a candle, like, instead of having like a human head and body, it's like a candle with like, and they're burning, and then there's a guy walking down the middle, and they're walking him up to a guillotine, and he has a light as a head, and he's like, everyone thinks you're crazy when you're different in the beginning.
Totally.
So like all these people with like the new ideas and stuff are always looked at as like outcasts, even if they're right. And it's just because they're so different, or they're thinking so differently from what the mass population thinks, that they're seen as like wrong or weird, or, you know?
Totally.
And so, yeah, I don't know.
No.
Yeah, humans just, that's like, there's, what I realized too is like, 9 out of 10 things we're told, like you or I did and actually prove it. We just follow it, like,
blindly.
Like, yeah, right, all this stuff about history, or all these facts about global warming, or about this stuff, you know, like stuff like that. It's like, I can't prove that the earth is actually heating up. This is just information I'm being told. And like, maybe it sounds like, it definitely sounds plausible, but there's no way for me to like actually prove it. And like, people are just so like I just don't understand like how people don't question things more.
Yes, they just accept their environment, and that's my point, is it's like, life is a million-piece jigsaw puzzle, and we get 3 pieces and we think we see the picture, and then we just accept it, to where if we just are patient. And one thing, I was a very impatient person, and the Noah story inspired me to think differently about time and being patient, because God could just hypothetically snap his finger, Noah, I got you a boat, here you go, buddy, here's the water, get on this tree, get on this, whatever, right? I'm being facetious, but the point is that God could snap his fingers. Guess what happened, at least in the book? For 40 days and 40 nights, it rained heavily, the most rain you've ever seen, apparently. I wasn't there, right? but the point is that for 40 days and 40 nights, but it took 150 days for the water to dry up. That's like, how many months is that? You're just sitting on a boat for months. My point is that even something of that big of a magnitude took a few months, and that's, anyway, my point is that being patient is interesting because everything, I think we're in our DNA. Fast-paced world, get it now. But what
it's like me first, you know?
Yeah.
Like me right away, you know? I think that's like the ape in us, you know? Like the monkey, I would say, which I don't know if that's bad to say, but we all supposedly come from monkeys, right? So
our instincts, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Just raw instincts.
No, totally. It's kind of wild, but no. So anyway, my point of this whole thing is like, and again, who knows? I'm always open to new possibilities, but who knows where this goes? But one thing I do know is it is going to impact the world because I just know, man. I'm very good, and I don't say this conceitedly, even though it probably sounds this way. I am very good at anything I put my mind to. Sports, I'm a very coordinated. We should go play sports sometimes. It's fun. Anything.
Yeah, we should meet up at the gym sometime. But I also like what you just said, and like how you speak about yourself and what you say to yourself is how you dictate. That's what I'm starting to realize.
Your mindset.
That's what dictates your reality.
Yes.
And like if you say like I'm not good at doing things, like then you're not gonna have the willpower and you're not gonna have like.
Where's the belief?
That vibration.
Yes.
Vibration, right?
Yes.
It all starts within the mind, and the mind creates the reality.
Dude.
At least from what I see.
1,000,000%. And I wasn't that spiritual at all before just recently. I tried meditation in the past because I didn't understand it. And so it didn't really feel like anything was happening. And so I stopped doing it. But my point is I got back. I don't call it meditation. I call it mental strengthening, because what I'm doing is I'm strengthening my spiritual mind and you know what it's really doing is it's giving me self-discovery. I'm discovering so much about myself by going inside. I'm controlling my brain. How? Starting with the breath. And then anyway, but that's the point, is every single mental strengthening little session could be 5 minutes, could be 10 minutes, could be, the other day I had a 45-minute one because I was just, I don't care to tell you this. The normal instinct is to, oh, this person might judge me or think I'm weird, but I know my experience, and I think even a guru that was on Joe Rogan's podcast, he said, Joe, I don't want to tell you this in front of millions of people because people will think I'm a lunatic, and he had these profound experiences. I just finally talked to God, and it was a very real, crazy experience for me, and guess what? Subsequently, I've been having all these follow-up, and to finish on my rainbow story, to prove my point, is I walked outside barefoot, and the thunder roared again. I looked up at the sky, and I felt this I don't cry, and I felt this overwhelming love, and tears just come to my eyes, and I just know, I have this know that this is what I'm supposed to do. And I've tried a million things, I've been great, done over $80 million in sales, built business, done all these things that you're supposed to do in the world to be a man. And that's cool. But, that's great, for anyone out there that's doing that, that's awesome. But I finally found that intentional living in not only going through this with the people, but building this community. I mean, if I do this for the rest of my life, imagine we do this for 50 years. How powerful will it be? This is just the beginning. So that's my mindset, is if I can start operating at such a frequency, and I don't know how, but all that happens is I just have the desire and the want to seek, okay, well, how do I do this? And that's what this whole thing is about, and I'm excited about it. But Sorry, I keep getting my brain. I'm so excited. I'm all over the place. The coffee is not helping me. But the rainbow. So long story short is I haven't seen a rainbow in years. I was thinking about it. Just read 2 days ago in the Torah about that rainbow bit of my covenant to man is the rainbow. When you see a rainbow, it means that I essentially will never. It's a covenant that I won't harm you with the water again. Blah blah blah. So the interesting thing is I watched the thunder. I would not have gone outside. I would have kept watching The Chosen if I didn't hear the thunder. But it inspired me. It was like a pull. It pulled me. I didn't even want to go outside. But then thunder happened, and I was like, we got to go see what's going on out here. And I went outside, and I did that, the tears came to my eyes thing. And then came back in, got a backpack, water bottle, towel, just in case it rained to cover my stuff. And I went down to my community little park area to do a little mental strengthening session. And I actually recorded it, so it'll actually be on YouTube probably tomorrow. But the craziest thing, I was setting up the table, putting down my stuff, and then I turn and look around, look at the sky, and there's a freaking rainbow there, man. It was like, I haven't seen one in years, so it was just crazy that you could say coincidence, all the stuff, but then subsequently to that, you know what was crazy, and this might sound weird to you, it sounds weird until I experienced it. There was a fly that was attracted to me when I was sitting down, but dude, this fly was like the most fearless fly I've ever experienced. My hand was poised on the left side of the book, holding it and writing on this side, and the fly would crawl underneath my hand, and he just knew that my intentions, that's the only thing I took from it, is I started to think of the fly, instead of swatting him away and get away, I started to put myself in the fly's position. What is he searching for? What does he want? All these things. And my intention was pure. I'm not going to, I kind of told him, hey, I'm not going to smack you around, right? But the interesting thing is he stayed there for 30 minutes, 20 minutes. It was the weirdest, but that's the point. That's my point right there. What a weird thing to be talking about with a guy on the internet. Hey, dude, this fly was bugging me.
Yeah, true. If you look at it from like an outside perspective, I can see that.
Yeah, but it's just, that's exactly, you said it. It's perspective. You have to, and that's the whole goal, is I can talk about these wild experiences that I have or don't have, and that's the irony, is in that mental strengthening, I didn't really have any experience. I couldn't focus. The grass was itching my leg, all the stuff. So my point is that I said, okay, it's okay. Nothing really happened this time. I went back to the bench, and that happened. So it's just my thought. What came to me was, what if every day or very consistently little things like that are happening, but our minds are not open to interpreting certain things? That's an interesting concept.
Right, or we're not functioning at like the highest level we should.
The
be,
vibration.
So we don't realize.
Yeah.
The vibration, right?
Totally.
And, you can only receive, I feel like, what you're like. You can only connect to what vibration you're
able to comprehend. Yeah.
Right. And
totally.
So that's what I feel like. There's a lot of keys to the universe that haven't been discovered, and that we're purposely kept so busy not to explore and try and
totally
find, and to keep us in a low divinity or low vibration. And I don't know. I've always had this inner thought that I like making money, but I don't care a whole lot about it. Obviously you need it to live in this world. But I want to do something extraordinary, go to Antarctica and see if there's if it's really just a not penguin there, or if it's more land, or if just I don't know, be a modern day Christopher Columbus and
explore,
just discover new things.
Yeah.
And, see it for yourself. I don't know. I think of it as kind of like Elden Ring. The whole game, point of the game is to travel up the map, right?
Totally.
And that's what I kind of see in life. The whole goal is to see as much and go everywhere as much as possible, and kind of just roam the lands.
Explore, have new experiences, and that's key. That's one of the things I've been realizing, is that I'm not 100% sure, but I don't know if in heaven you can have the same experiences as you can on the earth. I think that's why we come to the earth, because, you know, if you could do everything you could do here, why not just stay there and Bob's your uncle and we're in, you know what I mean? Like, it's an interesting...
There's definitely, I think, like, the point is, like, trials and tribulations. Like, I know one person talked about it, like, who said, like, they were like, if you were God and, like, you could see yourself, like, would you make everything come easy?
Exactly.
And, like, the whole point is to, like, struggle and see how, like, how much grit you have and how many things you're able to overcome, and, like, the person you're able to, like, discover within yourself, I guess.
Totally, the self-discovery. No, exactly. I literally just talked about this, I think, in a video 2 days ago, where I literally said that to the camera. I said, pretend you're God or I'm God. Would you just make the world, hey, no famine, no nothing, no issues, no sorrow, and everything was great? No, everything in life is a balance, and that speaks true to every aspect of life, because, you know, you can't have any of like the goods without the bads. You don't know contrast. If everything was good, also, how boring would that be? Think about that.
Exactly.
I give you a Ferrari right now, and it's cool for 6 months or a year, and don't get me wrong, a Ferrari's cool, you probably get giddy every once in a while, but over time, you'll be like, oh, whatever, dude, my Ferrari's been sitting in my garage for 6 months, I don't know, whatever. I mean, if you really like cars, maybe not, but the analogy is that amazing things get boring if with time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Rylan, I do have, like, a business meeting call in about 2 minutes.
Oh, you're good, dude. I'm done. Sorry, I get excited.
Yeah, no, I like it. You have a really high energy frequency.
Yeah.
And right now I'm like just waking up, but I operate at a lower vibration. Like, I'm not so awake all the time, and I need to, like, begin to do things to make myself more, like, cognitive, I would say.
See, and that's something we could explore together, because I would love to figure out why, you know, what does that stem from, and I would love to learn more about you, because that's interesting to me. See, your uniqueness, that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'll let you go. The last thing I'll say is these notes for every day. I write about my whole day, a giant thing. Eventually we can put this into AI and start seeing patterns of, like, hey, when I smoke weed and I also drink alcohol, so don't do that. You know, whatever. You start to see patterns of whatever you're doing and just being accountable. So that's all. That's my little thing of being intentional living, you know?
Thank you for taking your time today to talk to me. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's for the people that desire to want to be, you know, self-discovery, be the best versions of themselves. And how do we do that? Just a tiny bit every day, and that's really helped my mentality. Anyway, you're awesome, man. Get on your call. I know it's right now, so thanks for spending time with me.
Thank you as well.
You're awesome.
Talk to you soon, okay?
Okay, sounds good. See you, buddy.
Bye-bye.
See, that's my point. That confirms, like, people that desire. We can become a group of people to where we celebrate each other's uniqueness, and it's just a very... Oh, I can feel the power, man. This is so cool. One of the things is operating with pure intention. I think this is something to really highlight, because it doesn't matter what you do. Your actions speak loud, but sometimes you may fail or something, and there's a lesson in that. But it's okay as long as you have pure intent. You try to do good. You try to... You know, all these things, right? It's about you becoming the best version of yourself. And that's what's interesting, is if we can do this with a community, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty talented. I can do anything I set my mind to, and I feel so damn alone in the world. The world's, oh, let me hit my buddy up on Instagram, and oh, hey, how's it going? Look at my little dog. You know, all these things that are just distractions. And being genuine and intentional will unlock, or what it has unlocked for me, is these two little pillars. It's unlocked for me a different way of thinking, to where if you see someone do something, you react differently. It's hard to see. That's my point, is it's hard to describe. You have to experience it for yourself, because your brain interprets the world differently than mine. But the cool thing about this whole thing is I can learn a little from you, you can learn a little from me. This is awesome, dude. All right. Inspirational. Beautiful, beautiful.